Hi everyone, it's Koinzell here. So I don't usually do a video on Korea updates. I usually do it on Taiwan when we get them. But this week's Korea update is a bit special. That's why I'm doing it. If you can see from the screen here, there's a new type of equipment being introduced. And just look at the whopping amount of DP it gives. For reference, right, the Void Grade gear only gives like 271 defense as a base. So basically they have introduced this new grade which is Chaos Grade with almost 3 times the amount of the Void Grade gear as the base DP. And you'll notice right off the bat there's 2 lock slots here, right? It's because it gets unlocked based on your enhancement level of your gear here, which basically is the Roman numeral enhancement, which is the Awakened enhancement level. So to unlock the fourth one, you need a VI, which is equivalent to +6 on this Chaos Gear. It gets converted to back to the alphanumeric number. And the fifth one requires the VIII. Even I myself, I only have one VIII weapon. The rest of it is VII. So I actually have to get all my equipment to all the rest of the 5 to VIII if I want to unlock the 5th crystal slot. This is essentially the 5th crystal slot, 4th crystal slot. So as you know, we have pink crystals, so the maximum value you can get is 70 on a pink crystal. So it's quite a bit of difference per slot. Not to mention how high the base DP is. So let's talk about the materials required to craft this. If you see here, there is a requirement here where it has to be the minimum V grade, which at the end game state that we are in now, V is very common. It's not a high requirement per se. I know it's different in Gobbler, but yeah. So there's also another material here, and here is where the so-called difficult part is, because if you notice, right, this is the normal Allion gear, this is the Hadum gear. So the problem now is that the Allion gear, right, if you use Allion gear, your existing Allion gear to do the crafting, there's a 600 figure here and a 200 figure here. This 600 and 200, right, is actually the materials you get from feeding the Hadum weapon or the Allion weapons or even any of the gear to Black Spirit. It's the same material that I have been using to craft pink crystals in all my pink crystal crafting videos. I'll put the link up in the top right corner for you guys to reference. So 600 is a very hefty amount and a huge difference compared to the Hadum one, which is 200. So I believe the difference here, right, mainly is because the Hadum gear is much harder to pump up the Awaken enhancement, because you need to use the normal Allion Awaken enhancement pristine crystals and use that to craft the Hadum crystal, and the rate is almost about 1 to 3, meaning that using 3 pristine crystals, usually you get 1 Hadum pristine crystal, which means sometimes if you're unlucky it's even less than that, or rather you need even more Allion just to get the same amount of Hadum pristine crystals. So I can understand why the requirement is slightly higher here, but the unfair part is that majority of players actually are using Allion gear. So 600 of this is not easy. It's really not easy. Not to mention like players like myself who have used it to craft pink crystals. I definitely do not have a high number of this. There is a very small number in fact. On top of that, you also need this item here, which is this purple crystal here, which can be obtained from the new Chaos Zone. Yes, there's a new zone. So after Allion Zone, you have Hadum Zone, and after Hadum Zone, now you have Chaos Zone. And Chaos Zone, right, you can only enter when you have this scroll. Otherwise, you basically can't last in there. The scroll lasts you 60 minutes each time, and the maximum you can do is buy 10 of these scrolls using silver. Using, let's see, this is 1 billion silver for one of these scroll. So basically you spend 10 billion silver in a week to use this. Now, the other thing, right, is that let's see, okay, there's no other information. Okay, it's at the bottom here. So you see here this pink crystal, You can either be very lucky and get it direct drop from the map, but I think it's as rare as a void grade drop. Or you can use 100 of this material to craft one of this. So in other words, right, it will take very long to amass this, given the current sources that we have. But I believe in the coming updates, both the Korea server and the Taiwan server will be getting more updates to get this. Right now, the only source of this is the fuel boss, the Muraka or Chaos Uraka. But each time you kill him, you only get 5 or 8 of this. So it's a very, very small number. You can imagine how long it takes for you to craft one Chaos gear. This is to further entice you, because this is a resonance effect for Chaos gear. When you equip one Chaos gear, you immediately get 300 AP and 150 DP. Other than that, you also get all this stuff here. Okay, based on the number of Chaos gear that you equip. And then finally, based on your Chaos gear enhancement level, which this 6 corresponds to the Awaken Enhancement VI, while 10 corresponds to Awaken Enhancement X. So, it's not easy, man. Let's see. Okay, one good thing about the Chaos gear is that the effect, right, is the bonus effect applies to both the Alien zones and Hadun zone. Unlike the Alien gear, where the bonus effect applies in Hadun zone, and the Hadun gear, where the bonus effect applies in Alien zones. Okay, this is not related to Void Grade. That is more on the boss. But at the same time, right, in Korea, right, they have actually changed it such that you can use the normal Alien Pristine Crystals to pump up the Hadun gear for Awaken Enhancement. And like I said, right, it's about 1 to 3, the ratio. You can use the Hadun Pristine Crystal to form the normal Pristine Crystals. And now they have added a blacksmith section here in the menu, so no longer need to go to your camp. You can just access it from here. Okay, so this is the main update in Korea this time round, but it's very exciting to see that there's a new grade of gear being introduced. The tough part is the amount of resources required to craft this. It's going to take quite some time to craft this. I don't think anyone will be able to craft this immediately, even in the Korea server, mainly because of this resource. Unless there's some cash package giving it, but I doubt so. The only other possibility is here. How common it drops here in the Chaos Zone. Because you can get this from the Chaos Zone as well as the completed version of it, which is the 100 of these to craft this. So my guess is probably this should be much easier to get compared to this. Maybe the first Chaos gear might come out very soon. For all you know, there's some crazy folks who's lucky enough to get this, and they'll be able to craft Chaos gear. Otherwise, for majority of players, I think it will take quite a bit of time. Even on Korea side, right? Maybe it's like 1 month later, then you start seeing people having, most people having at least one Chaos gear. But that's to be understood, because that's understandable, because just look at the amount of DP it gives. 271 on Void grade compared to 730, and on Pink grade, right, Ancient grade, right, it's like 130 plus, I think, if I never remember wrongly, or 170 plus, so the jump is incredible. And look at the weapon, the base is 1125 here. I'm pretty sure this is the base and not the enhancement level. So 1125, that's crazy. So it's not going to be easy, and from now on, right, given the fact that Korea now has this information, what I'm going to do is I will be saving all my dark currency, because you can use dark currency to buy. Oh, did I show that already, or did I miss it? Yeah, I think I missed it. You can actually use dark currency now to buy the, yes, this is the material I was talking about, the one where you feed to Black Spirit, the one you need 600 off and 200 off. So at least they add this as purchasable from the dark currency. I did a quick calculation. 3 is about 1.5 million if you want to craft using an Alien gear. 1.5 million dark currency to craft one piece of Void gear using the Alien gear. It's really difficult. Even I myself right now only have 3 million silver. I've used up 1 million silver recently on crafting pin gears for all my POG alternates. And not to mention, every week I spend about 150k dark currency to craft pink crystals. So all of that is obviously going to stop now. We will be saving up resources for this void gear when it comes, and most likely it will come in the, for Taiwan server, I think it will come in the anniversary actually. I think they are trying to push back the updates so that it all goes in line with the anniversary. So in other words, maybe we got Hasashin as the pre-anniversary event, and the actual anniversary event will be this void crate gear. That's my guess anyway. Alright, so thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you guys next video. Probably it will be either me crafting my orange outfit, or doing POGs, or even the global patch notes. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you guys next video. Bye.